What's up, guys? This is Greg Ferris once again, and I actually have 2 weeks of training meshed up into one video, mostly because 8 weeks out is kind of my active recovery week, so I didn't have a ton of footage from it, so I just put these two together for you guys. In all the clips, I should have the weights and reps listed out for you guys, and if I have any specific lifts I want you guys to see and admire me for, I will let you know. But it's a little bit longer video, so I want to take the chance to kind of talk about something that I think will be helpful to people a lot more than just talking about my programming or how to squat, bench, and deadlift. So the big topic I want to discuss in this video is just the idea of focusing on yourself. And this is kind of a video as a self-note to myself, and obviously to educate anyone who watches my videos. So if anyone kind of follows me more than just on YouTube, maybe on Facebook, my newsletter and stuff like that, I talk a lot about meditation and being mindful and being present and things like that. And focusing on yourself is sort of just an expansion of that idea of being mindful. And again, I think this is incredibly important to everyone in 2015. And specifically, I mean, people who are watching fitness YouTube videos. I mean, when you talk about focusing on yourself, it can be incredibly difficult to do when you start off with your fitness journey. Say you just get into powerlifting, just get into bodybuilding or whatever, and you're squatting 185, benching 155, and you log on to YouTube and you look at tutorials and it's people squatting 400, 500, 700-pound deadlifts. It's just like, these things seem so commonplace when you go online. Sometimes you forget that you're watching the 1% of 1% in the world, and you lose focus of your own progress, right? And I'm using fitness as an example because fitness is what I do for a living. If you're watching this video, you obviously care a little bit about fitness, but this message can really be applied across the board, whether it's school, whether it's your job or your career and whatever, relationship with someone else. The ability to really minimize outside distractions and solely focus on your pursuit, again, whatever that pursuit may be, I think can go a long way in being happy with your results and staying focused on what's really important, right? I mean, like I said with the fitness thing, if I'm, squatting 484 at Nationals and I look across the board and I see, 5, 10 guys who can squat more than me, it sort of it can diminish my feeling about what I've accomplished to squat 484 or whatever the fuck I squat, right? Whatever anyone does, you look across the board, and in 2015, we have this very real sense. These are my super ugly deadlifts. I'm switching to sumo, by the way. Rant over. But 2015, we have this weird connection to people in that you can kind of clearly see where your pecking order is, or where it can at least be perceived to be online, right? Like, you can go on Instagram and go #squat and see like 100 people that are probably better squatters than you, right? Or that 100 people that you're better than in some people's case. Really doesn't matter. But the idea is, when you're not focusing on yourself, when you're spending too much of your time as just a consumer of shit, especially online when it's just people's Q&A videos about should I squat high bar or low bar, just shit that doesn't matter. I mean, for most people, just stop consuming stuff like that and just focus on yourself, okay? I mean, people would get so much further with their fitness journeys and really life if they could block out more of the bullshit from their life. And this is something, again, I mentioned in the intro, this is kind of a self-note to myself, because this is one of the big things that I noticed about when I'm productive, and more importantly, when I'm really happy with my life, is that I'm not always comparing what I'm doing to other people, even if life is going really well, which I can't complain. My life's going really well, right? But I think we can all, regardless of where we sit in our pecking order in our mind, depending on what kind of person you are, you can always bring yourself up a notch. or bring yourself down a notch, right? So I'll give you kind of a quick example. With MyoBrain getting a lot bigger now, way over 50 clients, online. I'm doing seminars now. I'll be semi-competitive at USAPL Nationals, graduating grad school in December. From the external, one could look at what I've been doing and what I'm doing right now as, like, I guess, mildly impressive. But what can happen a lot when you're building a business, and again, this is just one example, apply this to anything, is that regardless of how big you're getting, you can always look at someone and be like, well, damn, he has this more than me, or she has that more than me, or whatever, right? So when I'm going to this seminar game, and say I have 40 people at a seminar, I can think, damn, 40 people paid money to come listen to me talk about nutrition for 2 hours. Or I could think, damn, Lane Norton had 3 times as many people at his last seminar, right? So regardless of the kind of avenue you want to apply it to, it's just really, really dangerous. So my kind of public service announcement to anyone watching this video, and I think this will mostly be applied to fitness, is to try to remove a lot of the consuming behavior you have, and I think that will also remove a lot of the ideas that can be present in your head, because when you're just exposed to that much stuff all the time, at least me personally, I can get in a really shitty kind of battle with myself, always comparing myself to someone else as a marker, when I should just be, again, like I said, focused on what I'm doing and what I need to do to improve that. That's where my happiness and my productivity is going to come from, not from me gauging myself to the person next to me on Instagram or the next best nutrition professional or whatever. So that's my kind of spiel for this video. Now I'll talk about some weightlifting. If you didn't like that, you can get a little bit of both of it. So perfect timing for me to jump in. This was a close grip bench press PR, 250 for 4, which isn't too far off my normal bench press, and I'm geeked up. You see that right there. When I hit a PR, I get pretty excited. So, yeah, I think that was right after my technique bench. I did like 9 sets of 3 every minute on the minute, so it wasn't really heavy. And then I went pretty heavy with close grip there. More PRs on board. This was a front squat day. It was actually just this past Thursday, which would have been September the 3rd. And I went 290 for 6 here. And I actually had a back squat day after this as well. I wasn't too sure how that was going to go, but it felt pretty good. You'll see on this next set, the 290, I think this is 265 here. At the 290, I almost lost my my right hand on the front grip here, the front rack grip. So I've talked about and I've kind of bragged, and I made a video about improving my front rack mobility. And it has immensely improved, but when you go high repetition, it's super hard to keep those positions. And 6 reps, I think, is pretty damn high for front squats. I see people squatting like 8 and 10 reps for front squats. I really don't know what they're trying to achieve there. But yeah, so 6 reps is about as high as I go. Usually stick in that 3 to 6 rep range with front squats because your upper back will fatigue way more than your legs if you go with super high repetitions. So you saw right there, that's the 5th rep. I'm a little bit wobbly, but I was able to, quote-unquote, grind this out. I mentioned that was a grind to my online clients, and they called bullshit. So maybe it wasn't as hard as I thought it was. And this is the squats just from yesterday, and showing you this here, just 135. Mainly showing you guys this so I can kind of hammer the point home that all your repetitions should look the same. So again, this is 135. When you see me get under the bar, you see my breath, you see my pace, you see my head position. Everything should be at least the same. And it should be if you look at this. Especially the descent going down should be the same. Of course, you're always trying to come up as explosively as possible. But I tell people that so many times. Treat the bar like it's your 1 rep max, and your 1 rep max like it's the bar. People don't seem to listen to that. But again, look at this lift and tell me how it looks almost anything different than what it did at 135, besides I have a belt on and my socks are up because they're stance socks and I got swag. But other than that, it should look pretty much the same. And by doing that, being more consistent with your skill, it's going to be more repeatable, and you're not going to have reps. You're not going to have days where you hit 500 for a double and then you can't single 470 the next day. Things tend to be more consistent the more dialed in your technique can be. So this was a big day for me. So this was a plus set, back with the plus sets on this week after the previous week, which is heavy fours. I actually PR'd the week before as well with 430 for 4. This was a plus set at 85%. Yeah, 85%, around that number. And I went with 420, which I think was slightly above 85% for me. And I hit it for a pretty solid 5. I'm not going to lie, this felt heavier than what it looks. I'm not sure if my RPE was a little bit higher because I front squatted the day before this. But if I could have seen this real time with the speed, I probably would have went for 6, which would have been a 10-pound PR for me. But, you know what I mean? You're hitting your plus sets. I think I got the training goal for the day, which was to reach a high intensity for my lift, and PR is always a good thing. So that's it. I'll let you guys watch the rest of these videos, have some super impressive bench pressing. But again, the take-home point for this message is to lift weights and focus on yourself. And again, not just focus on yourself in the weight room. Of course, do that. But focus on yourself in life. You know, don't be too concerned with what other people or how much money someone else is making or who else someone else is dating or whatever, man. Focus on what you're doing, and I'm 100% positive that will make you happier and more productive in life. So thank you guys as always for watching this. If you want more stuff, make sure you go to myobrainperformance.com. Got the newsletter, got articles, got recipes, got online coaching, super awesome clothing, all that cool stuff. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'm out.